My name is Jordan Leroy Hansen, also known as Ledev. And for this one, I first want to apologize for a late video. I know there was not one on Friday. To put a long story short, at our local area, they had the thing called the PPTQ, you know, the Pro Tour, pre-Pro Tour qualifier and such. And while I wasn't participating in it personally, I had to help out a lot of people with the event, like getting them cards they need for the tournament and such, and also just being able to just have fun and just playing casual Magic as I like to do and such. So, with all those shenanigans, it made the Friday to just even recording this late Saturday night relatively a really busy day. So, I figured since it was kind of hard to find time to get a brew in, I thought up to try out actually one of these cool, what they call streamer events. Now, what Magic Arena is doing is essentially they're taking a variety of personalities and giving them their own ability to create custom rules for individual events that are upcoming on the weekend. Now, for this weekend, they started it out with one of them being Day 9, which is a popular streamer that I think many of you watch, you know, once in a while, or probably a lot. And pretty much he's a popular card game streamer and such, and he's actually helped with the first streamer event being the Insta-ban. And it pretty much sounds what it sounds like. It's you make a custom 60 card deck that does not have any instant spells or spells that have flash on it. So, I decided to participate in the event with a pretty greedy Golgari deck. We'll submit the deck and maybe we can look at it. Oh, well, okay, that was a misplay. I guess I'll show you the deck after the few matches I'll play on this, so. Essentially, it's your typical mid-range Golgari deck that you've been seeing popular with the Star City game opens and such. It's pretty much a variation that's like not running many of the instant sorcery interactions you see in those decks, which surprisingly are not many besides the, well, Vraska's content and such. Now, there's some unique cards you probably saw, like a Phyrexian Scriptures. Honestly, I put this in here because I was going to put 2 Ritual Suit, but I don't have the rare wild card, so I decided to test a Phyrexian Scripture in here to hopefully help out with Graveyard Hate if I go against any other Golgari shenanigans. Overall, this hand's decent. We'll keep it. Let's see what our opponent's playing. Okay, so we're going to put a force down and say go. Something with red in it. Yeah. If this gets Lightning Strike, it's not the end of the world. Annoying, but not end of the world. Oh no, wait, it can't be, because... I mean Lava Coil. Yeah, like I said, Insta-ban. So we don't have to worry about Lightning Strikes. We don't have to worry about that interaction. So we can do this and gain some life. Nice. So it's like a mono red shenanigans deck, I'm guessing? I'm guessing red-white tokens? Well, if that's the case... We could settle the score token, which doesn't feel great, but this is a token deck. It's not the end of the world. However, we could do a Phyrexian Scriptures that does affect their overall tempo. Yeah. I think I like that option a lot better. Plus, it allows us to put a counter on this, which puts it out of Lava Coil range, which is the only thing that kinda can kill it. So, we're gonna attack in. They're probably gonna block with something. One benefit when you know you're going against a red deck, they don't have any enchantment removal. Unless he's playing Boros, and then he tricks me by saying, Psych, I have... Oh, this is probably Dragon Shenanigans? Okay, so we'll play this. Don't really want to do anything. We're just going to hit in. And we only have one Fiend in the graveyard, so... What we're hoping they're doing is they're going to play like a really big dragon and such, and not the one with the kicker that generates a token. We're hoping they play one potentially big Fade, which looks like that's a, well, debatable case. So they're probably going to draw a card, maybe. Yep, that looks like the case. Okay, that's perfect. We'll just take out this little dude. Someone big, someone big, someone big. Oh, now do the ticket. Anyway. There we go. We're gonna attack in. Okay. Ooh. That's not a card we want to see. Yeah, we'll let it deal 5 damage to us. We don't really mind in this case. Now, one thing that is tempting that I decided not to go into, but it was a thought, was with settle the score to put in like Vraskas and such and just be able to up the counters really quicker. I thought about it, but I decided not to, just to make the deck a lot more early game consistent. Though the temptation was there. Still, nevertheless. So long, farewell, but I do, to you, and specifically, you. Specifically, you. Okay, he's gonna draw a card. I'll say one thing though, I guess going into a side topic while doing this. From what I've seen from the PTTQ, or I get those pronunciations wrong worth my life, I apologize. But from what I've seen from the tournament, the meta does seem for Standard, at least at the current moment, relatively healthy, which is a pleasant surprise after the last Standard being relatively not the funnest format to play in. But yeah, I've seen a variety of archetypes, which was nice. Okay, opponent's graveyard. Sure, let's get a giant dino. Don't we have enough in there to want to do that? So, honestly, I just want to do that. Yeah, we put him in a rock and a hard place because he either has to. Yep. So then now we're gonna play the good game creature. Ugh. That art ad said they do when they enter and creeps me out. Good card. But I do think that's a good game. Banefire actually is playable in this format. Huh. Just thought about that. Well, that's game. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. For the tournament today that I was helping out with and such, with just seeing what the tournament was like and such, and helping getting some people cards they need. It is nice to actually see. Like, yeah, there was a lot of Golgari. I think 5 of the top 8 decks were Golgari, so It's a powerful deck, but it's actually kind of funny to see that actually the deck that actually won first place was actually a... Is it a Archlight Phoenix deck? Which is actually nice to kind of see, so... While it's definitely going to be safe to say Golgari is a very powerful archetype, there are decks that can interact with it and quote-unquote not make it too dominating, which is a pleasant surprise to see. And I think the meta itself is going to evolve a lot more and such, with people doing the counteraction and such. It's not like there's one deck that feels over-dominating and such, like, yeah, red's really powerful, but if you have life gain decks in meta, which there's some, not like popular ones, but there are some to help keep it at bay, and even Golgari keeps it at bay with some shenanigans like the Wild Growth Walker shenanigans, as you're seeing me using within this deck and such. On the other hand, also Archlight Phoenix, yet again, a very powerful early game, kind of like combo type of deck, or mid-range deck. It's kind of like a mid-range spells deck, I think, the more iterations I've seen on that. But really, it's just easily countable with cards like Fiery Cannonade or such, or even in white, they have Seal Away and such to help. Pretty much anything that makes a creature exiled kind of kills the deck relatively fast, because, you know, then they can't get Archlight Phoenixes. Which, for people who play those decks, I would actually recommend trying to play a copy of, like, say, Quads Duplicate in your deck, like 1, 2, potentially 3 of. That way, when you get your Archlight Phoenixes, you can actually just make a copy of it, so you can at least have a creature to be aggressive with and such. But on the other hand, I'm not the most professional player, so people might be rotating their eyes at that advice. But for people who are trying to counteract that specific deck, my best advice, probably Dampening Spear, since a lot of decks that like that are kind of Stormy-centric in general, so yeah. Ooh. This could be problematic. The goodness is we do have a Chupacabra, so it's gonna be annoying, but it's not end of the world-ish. We both have a Chupacabra and a Settled Score to answer this. And we're going to have to answer quick because that card is annoying. We're not gonna block, we're gonna take the damage at the moment. Sure, we'll play Wild Growth Walker number 2. We're definitely going to be taking some points of damage, but I figure the logic here is we can probably recuperate with, like, Explore triggers and such, since our deck does have them, but it's going to be a close one. Okay. So yeah, first things first. Bye-bye. That was close. We'll take the 4, though one could argue that might not be the best idea. Okay, we got Find if we need to find anything specifically. I don't think we need to, though. Yeah, I'm gonna play another of this. The temptation was to play Path Discovery and go a little bit slow, but I think we're in a match where we need to recuperate our losses at the moment. Boy. Okay. We're not going to attack. We're going to use the Chupacabra as blockers, potentially. We'll double block just in case if he has a trick. Just in case if the opponent has a trick. Doesn't look like it. Okay. I think we're in the clear, so still graveyard at, believe it or not. Graveyard that again. We don't really need it at the moment. And that, my friends, is how you come back after being almost at 4 health. This card is silly. That card's silly. But yeah, I am definitely curious to see how the meta is going to be evolving in Standard, because it does seem like there is at least fun interactions and such, and people can be at least experimental in Friday Night Magic. Like, yeah, you're still going to see the people that will play the popular net decks to practice for tournaments and such, but I do think there is at least room for experimentation, which you need that to at least have a fun meta. But lucky enough, even the meta decks themselves are not oppressively annoying. Like, are they consistent? Yes. But you can interact with them, which is a good surprise. The only thing I am concerned about is when allegiances come and that we get a lot more Azorius tools. That Teferi might become originally still a very powerful planeswalker and a powerful card in the meta, to beginning to be potentially oppressive. I think the card is not as oppressive as people think it is, even though it is very annoying at the moment. But if Azorius gets a lot of good control tools, that card might be a problem. Lucky enough, we have stuff like Banefire to keep it in check and such, and even Plague Crafter, which is probably one of the more clever cards that they actually printed in Guilds of Ravnica to help answer in the meta. So, okay, what I'm going to do is actually just get this out right now. That way, I can answer to a potentially problematic creature. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to guess this guy is playing... This individual is playing Naya Dinosaurs, is what I'm going to make the guess. We'll let that enter in tap. We're going to just Chupacabra, destroying the one card that's not tapped. That's untapped. We will keep that on the top. And we will attack in. Oh, boy. Yeah, we will block that. This might be risky, but I'm gonna try something. Okay, good. We'll pay the 2 life. We're going to make sure the opponent doesn't have any tricks up his sleeve. No, just a... Boy, that's a really bunch of annoying dinosaurs. Ugh. Ugh. I'm going to settle the score and try to get him to play at least one more of the dinos before I try to banality the board. Okay, there's the other one. Yeah, I got it. And we're going to put a counter. We'll take that action. Put it on that guy. There we go. And sure, we'll swing in for 2. Okay, so now we got a blocker against the big dino. And hope he's not running like... Okay, Neo 2 Raptor is annoying, but not in the world. And honestly, unless... Yep, that's game. This format's kind of fun, though I do have to admit, if there's one format where Golgari might be a little busted, it's probably one where there's no instant interaction. Okay. We'll play... For missing the Friday video, I'll just play till either we get to a lose streak or we get to the 5 wins. But yeah, there's one standard deck. There's 2 standard decks I want to toy with the Fought with. One of them is my jankier one, where I kind of want to do a standard dredge with Lazav and such, and just try to go off with putting like late game creatures that are hard to cast in the graveyard, and then using either Realms of Mana Rocks or just other accelerants and such to actually cast the creature by making Lazav into that creature in the graveyard. That's one thought I've been thinking about. The other one is more just your typical dredge, which is just, hey, nail a bunch of cards, get the Narcomoebas out, try to cast a lot of spells, 40 Arch-like Phoenixes and such. That's a thought. The one I've been trying to do, which I think I'm going to put out of commission at the moment, since well, I don't know. I still have fun with the deck, which is a 1000-year Goblins deck. Basically, it's your typical ramp using goblins, such as Square Prospector and such, and other goblins to get 1000-year Storm and just storm off. But it's a lot more trickier deck to run than I gave it thought. Okay, so potentially blue-black control. Huh? Okay, everybody. Get your seatbelts on, because we got an interesting matchup. I don't know if it's a matchup that benefits our opponent's side, but never get cocky, as the old saying goes. Okay. Well, at least we have answers, so... I'll play Forest. This is still a weird matchup. I mean, it's obviously kind of like a... get all the stuff that you have in your collection and throw it into a deck kind of scenario, but it is kind of one of those that... It put me at pause seeing it, I'll say that. It put me at pause. Ah, monkeys. Okay. We'll pay 2 life. We will destroy the flyer since we don't have flyers at the moment. We're not going to attack. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, question is Yargle or Watcher in the Mist? Or whatever he has in hand. Or our opponent has in hand. Okay, Yargle, you want to burgle? Let's bargle by you going to the blank. play that. Oh. We'll put that in tap. There, I want it to go. There's the first Watcher in the mist. See if it even gets added to the graveyard. So, only one card. They liked one card, and the other one went to the graveyard. Good to know. So, we're going to sacrifice this, destroy that. Play this tapped. Play our Wild Growth Walker, and pass. Okay, well, you got that, I got this. We'll probably Serviere for a little bit. Well, it depends on, if he tries to answer it automatically, then we are going to Serviere right off the bat. No. That's not an answer. That's sort of an answer. Battlefield. Yeah, we're gonna put you up. And we're going to Finality. We'll take that action. And we hope he didn't draw a land. Or the opponent didn't draw a land. Okay. The opponent did draw a land, but it's not a type of land that concerns it at the moment. Okay. Let's take a look at our graveyard. I think we're just going to have to accept the fact that that's just going to die. Well. Yeah, that's just going to die, so what we're going to do is get a Seeker Squire. We will pay the 3. Just explore. We'll keep that in the library. That gains us some life. And no matter what he hits with this, we have a blocker. It comes throwing down, and it's probably going to destroy the big Wild Growth Walker if I have to make a guess. My guess was correct. Okay, so we're going to do that. There we go. Yep, we are definitely keeping that on top. Okay, the opponent does that. I will Serviere just to... yeah, the draw's fine. So, first things first. 4 finishes. Nah, not yet. Whew. Oh boy. We do not have answers to flyers. Well, besides... Yeah, we're gonna put that in the graveyard. Say bye-bye. We're gonna see if we can get some trades. We're gonna see. Okay. Just the interaction being able to gain life and then do card draw thanks to Doom Whisper is kind of silly. It's probably one of the silliest interactions with Golgari shenanigans. Speaking of which... Oh, no, not that. Yes. Eh. Eh, eh. Sure. There we go. Okay, more interaction. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. I'm gonna serve you real quick. Yeah. Yeah. Now, some of you might be wondering why I decided to get myself down to 6th life. Well, because that. We're going to return a Jade Right Ranger. We're going to return another Wild Growth Walker. Which then we have a lot of Explore triggers. That's going to keep on the library. There we go. And now... You want to take 8? This interaction, I swear. And the opponent was like, nope. And this, viewers, is why red is not a totally oppressive deck in the meta. To put it in short words. Anyway, let's see if we can actually get to a 5-win streak with 0 losses. If we go 5-0 in this video, that's actually going to be kind of funny. Okay. This is a really greedy hand, but I think it's safe. We have enough one-cost interactions. Yeah, I'd say it's a greedy keep, but I think it's a good keep. It's a... Okay, we're first going to pay 2 life, see what our opponent is doing, and we are going to take that out. There we go. So, pretty much mono white with... Really, they need to make Inspiring Commander ironically, a commander card. Because that card's really good. Yeah, well, take that out now while we're at it. That way the opponent can generate tokens, which would help with card draw and such. Yeah, we will now make the soldier walk the plank. And play a swing. Another soldier. Okay. We will play a Sneaker Squire. Interesting. Do we want to keep that? We're gonna graveyard it because we need a land for the Ravenous Chupacabra. And the best part is we can block if he decides to attack, so... Okay, we got the land. So, we're not going to Ravenous Chupacabra yet, because we would rather save that for his really, really obnoxious draw engine, potentially. We'll keep that library, we'll keep that library. We'll keep the board up. They're getting there. Okay. We're just going to play our Merfolk Branchwalker. And we'll keep that in the library as well, so... You can put this. Yeah, that card's a lot more problematic potentially. You gain about 1 life. We're not going to attack in. So, another creature with power. Okay. Really big card. Though seriously, they need to make a reprint, or they need to reprint. Well, not reprint. They need to print this in like a commander set or something, because that card would be a great draw engine in like a commander white deck and such. Mono white decks, which you still see in the format. Anyway, we're gonna take that draw engine away because we don't have ways to interact with it. We're now gonna go on the aggressive. Yeah, sure. Interesting. Well. That's actually a good choice. Allows me not to be aggressive, since the 2 free blocks my 2 attacks. Good play on him, actually. Good play on the opponent. Okay, cancel that. Cast it again. We'll let that land, enter and tap. We'll just attack with our free 2. See if he blots with his 2 free. See if the opponent blots with the 2 free. Looks like that's the case. The trade shall happen. Oh, there we go. Okay, more life gain. Well, let's do some Eldest of the Reborn. That way we can eliminate the field and go in for the aggressive. And honestly, probably the Inspiring Commander. Okay. So we do have stuff in our graveyard. I mean, Ooh. Yeah. The card draw engine on that is just really, really good. We'll deadweight this. So... Okay, so we're going to get back a Jadeite Ranger. Play the Jadeite Ranger. Go gain a life, draw a card, you'll explore, draw land, you'll explore. We'll put that in the library. Library. Attack. And I think we got this. Ooh, okay. That's a good card. That is a really good card. Okay. But I think we still got this game, because all I have to do is play this. We draw a card. Explore trigger happens. Will sack itself. Oh my gosh, this deck is absurd. And let's see if our opponent top decked something. We'll say good game, and whoop! We actually went 5-0 with Golgari, Greedy Golgari for Day 9's no instance format. So, let us see what the prize we get for that. Well, we got some gold, but we get our gold, we get Into the Unknown. That's a card I'm debating whether or not to put in Golgari, because it's tempting. It's tempting. But we get, hey, Ribbon's Rebuke. That's actually pretty nice. So, overall, that's the Insta-ban format. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you all have a lovely night now. See you later. This is LibDev, signing out.